Every now and then, I open one of these videos by saying "Hello, beautiful nerds," which I love because Roman Mars uses it at the beginning of many of his 99% Invisible podcasts. And then I was watching Pitch Perfect recently, which I had not seen before. It's a delightful little movie. And somebody says, "Hello, beautiful nerds," in that film. And I found myself wondering, did Roman get it from the film? Did the film get it from Roman? Or is it two different things, just combining two words and making meat out of them? I don't know. Hello, beautiful nerds. I am Adam Savage. I'm here in my cave in San Francisco. It is a beautiful Thursday midday, and I am taking questions submitted by tested patrons about my shop and my shop processes. Here is an interesting question, and I'm not sure how to answer it, which is why I wanted to tackle it. C2 Lawson says, starting next week, I will be training a new employee on some shop equipment. With all the PPE, masks, safety glasses, hearing protection, and distancing guidelines, I am struggling a bit with the best way to do this. You're struggling with the best way to train a new employee. And right, you've got to deal with the fact that they need to be socially distanced from their coworkers to a proper amount that makes both them and their coworkers feel safe. You also need them to follow the shop's best practices on hearing protection, eye protection, breath protection, hand protection. It's a lot. It is a lot, but to my mind, it couches under... You can couch all of that stuff under an attention headline, i.e., if you are going to work well in this shop, the way you are going to do that is by working well with the others in the shop. It is not just about what you make. It is not just about how fast and how well you make the stuff you make in the shop. All of this stuff that you're talking about, hearing protection, breath protection, hand protection, eye protection, PPE, those are all about individual protection, but they're also about being a proper person to work next to in a shop. So my suggestion, actually, now that I think about it, is you want to walk them through all the protocols that you have for the shop. Yeah, if you're going to use this saw, you got to put in hearing protection, right? Those are checklist things that like anybody should get the first time you tell them. That's like what it is to be a new employee. But then, because of the requirements of both the PPE and the social distancing, that adds this extra difficulty that requires more attention. That's simply what it requires, more attention to the others that are in the room with you. I have worked in rooms with people who didn't pay attention to people around them, and it's tiring. It's tiring, and eventually it gets insulting. There was some real doozies at ILM in the early days. A couple of dudes who were not long for that shop who were real jerks to work with. They put on music that no one else liked and blare it really loudly, or they'd play pranks that most people didn't find funny. It is not enough. I mean, it's nice to make alone. But boy, do I miss people. I mean, I've been making alone in this shop now for a solid year since the lockdown. And this is a solitary shop. It's built for one person. But I also love it when other people are in here and working. When I'm working here with Simone or Laura Kampf or Sean Charlesworth or Aaron Douglas. And it's not just about having the company, and it's not just about having the camaraderie and the conversation. Oh, a little alliteration. It's also about being easy to work with. I actually started a speech I gave once at a skeptic talk, saying that I want my tombstone to say he was nice to work with. I really do. I have not always succeeded at being nice to work with. Not that I've been an outright asshole to anybody, but we all have our rough days. I've had my share of mine. My Mythbusters crew and my tested crew have seen every shade of my existence. Just when you work with people, you deal with their shit. That's part of what it is. But I strive for equanimity and balance, and I want to be easy to work with. So I pay attention to the people that are in the space that I'm in when I'm moving around. One of the best places to get this experience is a restaurant. You know, and as you're moving through the kitchen of a restaurant and you're moving behind someone and you say, behind you, you're moving behind them. We follow that in my kitchen because we have some tight corners. My wife and I both did, did our stints in the food service industry, which is just such an invaluable life experience. And such a, you've got to work with people to understand people, man. That's just that's how you get to know people. So your question about how to train this new employee, you might tell them exactly this, that here are the protocols for using safety equipment, and you shouldn't go outside of these protocols. You should just follow them. And in addition, the world's been falling apart, and so you're going to have to stay 6 feet away, and you're going to have to keep your PPE on and keep it above your nose, not that bullshit just below your thing. And, you're going to have to be attentive. And so because you talk about it in both of those, if you talk about it in both of those frames, then you can deal with both of those frames, right? Like, if they're not wearing a piece of safety equipment, well, that's something that's on the protocol list. If someone around them isn't comfortable working around them, that's about the attentiveness. And that's like, if you bring it up at the beginning, then it's a subject you can cover later. It's not some new thing of I didn't know I had to be attentive. I hope that is somewhat useful. A good shop practice is always about being attentive to the people around you and near you. You don't want to create a dust cloud no one can breathe. We have to work together. We all have to work together. I hope that was useful. Tested patrons, keep submitting your questions. I will keep answering them in this format, which I love so much. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.